there, future voters. Today we're going to learn about the three branches of the United States government. And no, it's not like a tree with branches you can climb on, although that would be pretty cool. Instead, let's imagine the government is like a tree with three big, strong branches that help it grow and stay balanced and stay healthy. There's the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. Okay, let's check out each one, and don't forget to bring your climbing gear. First up, the legislative branch. This branch is all about making the laws. Who works here? Congress. That's made up of two parts, the Senate and the House of Representatives. The Senate and the House of Representatives you could think of as places where kids who write the rules for recess hang out. And they write rules like no stealing someone's swings, or you have to share the soccer ball, or you have to wear your coat when you go outside. These are rules that Congress makes, and they're called laws, and they make them for the whole country. Like how much money the government spends, or what should be done about the environment, or how much money the military should get. Do you know that there are 100 senators, 2 from each state, and 435 representatives? And they decide how many representatives a state gets depending on how many people live there. So a state like Texas that has a lot of people has more representatives than a state like Idaho that has fewer. But you know what it makes when you have 535 total people? A lot of law writing. Next comes the executive branch. This one's in charge of carrying out the laws. The big boss here, the president. You know, the person who drives around in the big black limo and has Secret Service and gives big speeches and has the big power to pardon a turkey on Thanksgiving. But the president doesn't work alone. There's a whole team. The vice president, the cabinet. The cabinet's like the president's squad of advisors, sort of like people who your mom and dad call to decide what to buy you for your birthday. And government departments like education and defense. The executive branch is sort of like the coach of the team. Congress makes the rules, but the coach helps the team follow them and keeps the game running smoothly. Last, we have the judicial branch. This group interprets the laws, which is a fancy way of saying they figure out what the laws mean and make sure they're fair. At the top is the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the land. These judges wear robes, not capes, but they're kind of like superheroes for the Constitution. If people disagree about what a law means, or if someone thinks a law is unfair, the judicial branch steps in to settle it. They make sure everybody follows the rule of the US Constitution, and the US Constitution is kind of like a rule book for a game or the instruction manual for how the government is supposed to go. Supreme Court justices get to have their jobs for life. That's longer than any homework assignment you've ever had. Think about it. It could be if you became a Supreme Court justice, you could have that job until you are as old as your grandma and grandpa. So why do we have 3 branches of government instead of just one? Really great question. It's called checks and balances. Each branch has its own power, but they also make sure the others do not get too bossy. Like Congress can pass a law, but the president can say nope and veto it. But then Congress can say yes way and override the veto if enough of them are convinced it's a good law. But there's still the Supreme Court to go, and they might look at a law and say, nah, that's not cool with the Constitution. And the president chooses the judges, but he can't choose them all on his own because the Senate, part of Congress, has to say that the people he picks are okay. It's sort of like a game of rock, paper, scissors, but way more polite. Well, sometimes it depends how you define polite. Okay, let's review. The legislative branch makes the laws, the executive branch carries out the laws, and the judicial branch interprets the laws. Together, they keep our country running fair and free. And now you know more about the US government than a lot of grown-ups do. But don't tell them I said that. Thanks for watching, and remember, democracy works best when everyone understands how it works, and that everyone includes you.